morning, YouTube. Today I am 15 and a half weeks out from my first ever bodybuilding competition. I thought I'd introduce this video now. Sorry if I'm talking a little bit softly, but it's too early in the morning to be loud, to be fair. Anyway, I'm cooking my turkey bacon in the air fryer at the moment, so I'm gonna do a little bit of work while Seth cooks. Then I'm gonna have breakfast, do a little bit more work, and then after that I'm going to train at Muscle Works, actually. So I'm going in for a back session. Today was again a very early day for me, early wake up I mean. And I checked in with Dan. Obviously we'll wait for feedback later today. I've lost 0.8 kg this week from last week. I have a back and biceps session, but I'm excited to try a few new machines. I went to Muscle Works a few days ago, well, Monday, to train legs. It was honestly awesome. It was absolutely awesome. So I'm gonna pop in today again. That's why I made sure to wake up nice and early again, because it's a little bit more far from me than my normal gym. But yeah, I want to try and train there today. I'm not saying I'm changing gyms, but I feel like I should be, in this phase in my life, I should have access to more equipment. So obviously you can literally train from anywhere and make progress in the gym, but obviously your environment is important. So for the goal that I have, I feel like more equipment might be of a benefit. Therefore, I'm going to test it out, testing the waters out. The day pass it's quite cheap, it's not expensive. So yeah, I'm going to do that today. If I can, I will film the session as well. If you hear a noise, this is what I have to deal every day during the summer, working from home. It's absolutely an absolute headache every day. Now my window is open as well because they do works. But yeah, it's very annoying, but of course they're just doing their job. I need to go and do my daily email. I need to do a little bit of admin, and I'm gonna get started with a few programs as well this morning. But I do want to head to the gym bright and early as well there, because I kind of want to get it done today, because I'm gonna have to do some steps and I'm gonna have to do a little bit more work. So yeah, I will catch up with you later. The great thing about this time is that there's barely anyone in the street. However, the bad thing is that I can't drive to the gym, because obviously I'd get stuck in traffic for like an hour and a half. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go get the tube now. Should be a 20-minute journey on the tube, I think. And yeah, I'm super excited. To be honest, I didn't realize that you did see a pull session in the last video, but it's because I had a deload. So I had the 3 days off, and so today the rotation is pull again. But yeah, I hope you enjoy. Welcome back. I am back from the gym. I've been back for a couple of hours, to be fair, because that was an intense session. I have about a month membership in this gym because it was really good. So I've tried some new kit as well. So the session that you saw, it was actually 2 hours long. It was a full 2-hour session. It was one of the best sessions I've ever had. Honestly, I feel like stepping in that gym and building muscle. Yeah, because there's like so much kit. There's so much kit. Basically I've decided to try. So I bought 1 month. It's not even a direct debit. I bought 1 month. So I'll see how I find it this month. And then in case I will, I'll probably already decide like between this week and next week, and in that case I'm gonna have to change my program because obviously I need to accommodate the new gym. I'm buzzing for that. Honestly, that was such a good session. It was such a good session. I'm absolutely knackered now. I've done 3 hours of work now. I needed a little bit of quiet time to recollect myself before vlogging because I was absolutely dead. I did a bit of admin now. I'm gonna have my next meal in a bit, it was so good. And it's not even that far. It's just the first time I went on Monday, I made the mistake of taking the long way. So I have two options. I either take the tube that's closest to me, which is a 5-minute walk, but then that tube takes like 35 minutes to get there, or I walk 15 minutes to the other tube, and that was literally a 13-minute journey. So I do the 15-minute walking anyway to do steps. So 13 minutes. I'm just not used to taking the tube to go to the gym, but I'm guessing I'm just going to get used to it. Today was fantastic. I'm actually going to give you a little bit of background of what happened in the gym today, in the sense that I had a little bit of gym anxiety before going in. I already had on Monday, obviously, because when I tried the first time, it was Monday. I'd never went there. I'd never gone there before. The only thing that gave me a little bit of anxiety is that basically I'm used to filming my sets, and I don't just film my sets for social media. I film my sets always because I check my form and because I want to get the most basically of every exercise, especially in this phase in which I'm competing. Right? So I want to make sure that my reps are good. So I always film my sets. I don't film all of my sets, but some of the working sets I film, just to get a feel of how I'm doing the exercise. If I need to correct anything, I kind of analyze my videos. It's the same thing I do with my clients. So I ask them to send me videos so I can correct them and make them have the most of the exercise. Even if you're doing something correctly, checking it back and making sure that you're getting the most out of it. If there's any little adjustments that you can make, that is a fantastic thing that you can do. So anyway, because I'm used to film my sets, obviously when you go to a new gym, there's not only the bit of anxiety of you don't know the layout of the machines, you don't know necessarily all of the equipment, you don't know the people, the environment. Therefore, there's obviously that little anxiety there, and obviously then there's the anxiety of filming yourself as well. So obviously I have a little tripod and I film on that. But honestly, it was perfectly fine. It was absolutely fine. If anything, it was funny because I had a guy ask me if I wanted him to film my set, and I was like, no, that's fine. I have a tripod. So he did film my set in the end, one of my sets in the end. But I was like, I have a tripod. It's fine. And then he asked me if I could film him, and then a girl came over and she was like, do you mind filming my sets as well? Obviously with their phones. I filmed a couple of people, and then the girl came back after a few because I went back to her on the next exercise, and I was like, the one I filmed before for you usually doesn't look very good. Do you want me to film the next one because this one looks good? And she was like, oh yeah. So then I filmed that for her, and then after like 15 minutes she came over whilst I was resting on another machine, and she was like, oh, you take very good videos. I was like, oh, thanks. She was like, yeah, you could see all the muscles. I was like, yeah. I was like, the trick is using the cinematic mode on the phone rather than normal video, because it blurs everything out. It blurs everything else out when you film with your phone. Anyway, it was a great experience, honestly. Very, very nice, kind of very nice environment. Like, when you see the people, like they smile at you and everything like that. Obviously, I'm still a little bit anxious. It's not just it went away. It's normal. I actually put a post up a couple days ago when I went to this new gym on Instagram, saying that no matter how many years I've been going to the gym, it doesn't matter, because every time I try a new gym, I get a bit of a gym anxiety. So if you feel the same way, just know that it's normal. It's absolutely normal. This is something that sometimes beginners will say, that maybe a new client, new prospect clients, they say to me they have a bit of gym anxiety. And I always try and reassure them and say that's completely normal. It goes away once you get more confident in the environment, once you know your surroundings, once you know where the machines are, once you have a plan, you have a program, so you know what you're doing, etc., etc. And that's always the case. Sometimes it takes a couple of weeks, especially if someone is a beginner. But yeah, it's pretty normal. I still get gym anxiety myself because of that, especially because, of course, it's a different gym. It's obviously got more equipment. It's a bodybuilding gym as well. And there was some equipment I didn't know. There was some equipment I've never used before. So I kind of just played around with it a little bit at first, because I was a bit, not confident. I just went on the first lat pull down that I saw, and I just started off my session with the lat pull down. Obviously, I have my own program, but I did play around a little bit. So I stayed in for like 2 hours, which it's usually a session that takes me 1 hour. 1 hour, maybe 1 hour 15 at most. Today I stayed in 2 hours because, I tried a little bit more equipment as well. So I'm going to test the waters this week. Well, I still have, I just trained tomorrow now this week. And then from next week as well, I'll test the waters next week. And then in case, I will text my coach and just be like, can we change the program? Because we have some new equipment we can play with. So I'm so happy. I'm actually so happy. I don't know why I was convinced it was so far. It wasn't that far at all. It wasn't that far at all. Because anyway, when I go gym, I usually walk for 30 minutes at least around, like in the park. So I get some steps and I warm up before my session. And I'm like, instead of walking around the park, around the gym, just walk to the gym, walk to the other gym. Because anyway, still need some steps to do. I still have some steps to do. But yeah, I am on 9.6K. And I haven't purposely done any steps today, so it's pretty good. I obviously have another 3K to do before tonight, but I'll do that whilst I work as well. So yeah, honestly, I'm so happy. I hope you enjoyed the session. I'm going to continue working now because I'm going to have to eat soon as well. I'll come back later and we'll talk about a few things. Okay, so the chicken and the potatoes are in the air fryer. I've taken a nice shower. It's now 5:30 p.m. I'm going to pop downstairs because the Italian in me is coming out and I need to check if they can do my eyebrows very quickly. Because let's not look at them. Let's not look here either. Anyway, I'll pop downstairs and see if they can do that. I wanted to pop in here as well because one of the things I wanted to talk about in this video is basically I had two people ask me on Instagram basically, what is your current routine? And it was like a similar thing, a similar question. What is your current routine? Basically, what is helping you to get everything done? And one of the girls, she said basically that recently she's been trying to lose some fat. Obviously it's not the same thing, absolutely, but recently she said she's been trying to lose some fat and she never seems to be able to stick with it, because basically she starts 1 week and maybe she counts her steps and then the week after she just forgets and things like that. So she said, do you mind just talking in your next video, talking about your current routine and how you motivate yourself to do everything, to get everything done. Okay, so my current morning routine is, obviously don't copy my morning routine because you don't have all of these things to do, but I'm just sharing in case maybe it helps someone getting their things that they want done. So my current morning routine, what does it look like? At the moment, I aim to wake up around 5. I don't always wake up around 5. So for example, this morning 4:45. So my first alarm this morning was 4, but my second alarm is 4:45. And I know that that's when I would aim to start getting up, to start waking up, opening my eyes and stuff, That doesn't always happen. So that happens on probably the days where I'm busier. So for example, my check-in days, I want to be a little bit sharper, a little bit get up earlier, get up before my clients even wake up. I get to their check-in when it's working hours and when it's later in the day, but I like having a view of everything beforehand. So I always do that. Sometimes I'm like, you should do your form the night before. Because I look at it at 5 a.m. Anyways, apart from that. So on those days, I aim to wake up around 5. Maybe it's 5:30 sometimes. Whilst on non-check-in days, I usually get up around 6 at the moment. I get up, I make my coffee. I sometimes make my hydration supplement. You saw this morning. A couple of weeks ago, I started suffering with bad headaches, and that has literally cured it. I used to take it every day a few years back. It's delicious, and I just drink it because it tastes nice and because it helps with my headaches. I don't have headaches anymore since I've been taking it again. So I take my hydration supplement and my coffee. I bring it back to bed, okay? Then in bed I will read maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I used to read 30 minutes to 1 hour. But at the moment, because I have so much to do, I get a little bit stressed. So I just read maybe 20 minutes. For example, this morning I only read 10 minutes, literally not even half a chapter. So I do read a bit, I change, and etc. etc. I will have a second coffee usually, or a Monster, whilst I'm sitting down at the table. After that, I go straight on to the cardio. My cardio at the moment is 30 minutes, 6 times a week. So basically, I do this. Basically, this is my routine every day. I do the cardio. When I'm done with the cardio, I will make right away my first meal. Whilst I make my first meal, I shouldn't do this, but I do it. So I check a little bit on work messages and things like that, and emails, and it's still bright and early, and I shouldn't be doing that. So I try not to do that, but sometimes a little bit stronger than me. So yeah, whilst I wait for meal 1 to finish cooking, I will do that, or I will just chill. So that takes 10 minutes to cook. I will then have my meal 1. And then after meal 1, depending on the day and depending on how I'm feeling, I'm either going to start working right away, even if it's before working hours. I like checking on things, and I start maybe writing my daily email, and I do things like that. For example, like I did this morning, like admin thing or independent work and things like that. I don't deal with clients yet. It's 7 a.m. Not even 7 a.m. 6:30 a.m., 6 a.m. I don't deal with clients yet. I try not to check the messages, but I do check the emails, and I check the other work. So I do a little bit of independent work, and then I will go to the gym later. Otherwise, the other option, if I am feeling maybe that day I'm either full of energy, or I want to get the training session done because I'm not fancying training today, so I need to go right now and get it done, so it's done and I don't have to think about it anymore. So then in that case, I will go straight to the gym, and then I will come back and start work. And then that's my morning routine. That's pretty much it. I make sure that I go to bed very early at the moment, with keeping up with the posing and the cardio and the steps and the training and the food. It's in the routine. It's a lot of things to think about. So obviously I need to prioritize my sleep, and I need to prioritize my rest, and I need to make sure that if I want to wake up as early to get everything done with no stress, I need to go to bed at a decent time. So I've been going to bed around 8:30. This doesn't mean that I sleep at 8:30, but I aim to go to bed. I've been aiming to go to bed at 8, and then I sleep by 9 to 9:30. By 9:30, I'm asleep. What do I do in my evening routine? My husband gets home from work around 6:30 to 6:45, usually 6:45. So then we'll have meal 4. We'll have dinner. Normal people call it dinner. But yeah, it's my meal 4. We'll have that together. We'll spend some quality time together. We'll watch some TV. And after that, I will usually just go and do my skincare or shower if I haven't showered before. And then I will have my meal 5, usually around 8. Anyway, my meal 5 is like protein and chocolate and dark chocolate. So I have that probably 20 minutes after dinner. And then, as I said, between 8 to 8:30, I try and aim and be in bed. And then from there, I do read a bit. So I used to read as well there between 30 minutes and an hour. At the moment, I have been reading probably again, less than half an hour potentially, because I do get a little bit stressed, and I do wanna, if I see that the time is getting a little bit late, then I do want to make sure that I go to bed. Be fresh in the morning. I need to be ready to conquer the day. I need to be ready to do my cardio. If I've gone to bed late, that's not okay. So yeah, a few tips I can give you if you're struggling with your routine. Not with your routine necessarily, but with your motivation. Actually, that's the email I wrote this morning. There you go. So yeah, if you're struggling with motivation, with getting things done and keeping up with your goals and everything like that, you need to make a routine. So this was a big point in my email. I will leave the link below, to be honest, if you want to sign up to the daily email, where I give some tips, etc., etc. So the biggest thing that you can do to keep motivated and everything is to build up a routine. Building a routine, it's exactly what I said. Obviously, it doesn't have to be as extreme as mine is right now, but maybe at the moment you're going to bed at 1 a.m., you're waking up at 8 a.m. and you're dashing out to go straight to work in a rush. At lunch, you get an hour of lunch and you just sit in your office. And then when you finish work, you're tired and sluggish because you went to bed at 1 a.m., etc., etc., right? So maybe you can start creating a routine where you don't have to do everything together at once. So of course, maybe you're writing down your goals and you're being like, oh, I want to go to the gym 4 times a week. I want to do 10,000 steps a day. I want to eat 4 nutritious meals a day. Like that, you're never going to succeed because it's too much too soon. You need to build the routine, and you need to stack the habits. There you go. That's the second point I made in the email. You need to stack the habits needed to build to that. Start little by little and build up your routine with those little goals. For example, let's start with steps, okay? Maybe at the moment you're not getting any steps, you're not even counting them. You're lucky if you get a 15-minute walk a day, or you just walk as travel, the travel journey from home to your work. Something that you can do is, instead of going to bed at 1 a.m., try and bring it back. It doesn't mean that you need to start going to bed at 10, but maybe you can say midnight and you put that limit there. And then instead of waking up at 8, you can bring it back to 7. So you got that extra hour. For that extra hour, go for a walk. Get dressed as if you were going to work and go to work half an hour earlier, 1 hour earlier, and then walk around there. Same goes for your lunch break. If you have an hour lunch, do 15 minutes of eating, 45 minutes of walking. Same goes if you have 30 minutes. If you have 30 minutes, do 10 minutes of eating and 20 minutes of walking. Finished work, go home and do 2 rounds around the block. There you go. You've done your steps. Do that for a week. Do that for 2 weeks. After that, build up on it. Stack another habit. Oh, at this time, actually, I've been waking up an hour earlier and I've been doing 1 hour of steps in the morning. I don't really need to do 1 hour of steps in the morning because I'm always over my goal. I'm always over 10,000, because if you're doing an hour of steps in the morning, plus 45 minutes at lunch, plus 15 minutes before you go home, you're going over 10,000 steps, for example. And you're like, okay, well, that hour in the morning, instead of going for a walk, I'm going to go to the gym. Twice a week. I'm going to go to the gym twice a week. So on those days where I don't go to the gym, I do a little bit more steps. On those days where I do go to the gym, I do a little bit less steps. So then you stack the habits and you build a routine, and you go gradually. Don't go all in once. If you go to bed at 1 a.m., you can't expect yourself to then go to bed at 10 p.m. You need to gradually bring it back. Same goes with the habits. You need to stack them. Maybe for 3 weeks you just aim to hit your steps. Then maybe the 4th week and the 5th week and the 6th week you aim to hit your protein goal. And then the 7th week you aim to hit the gym twice in that week. And the week after you aim to hit the gym 3 times. You know what I mean? Stack the habits and build up a routine. Building a routine is what is the game changer in sticking to things, because then once you've stuck the habits, once you've built up a routine, whilst you were still motivated from that first bout of motivation when you started, then you build a self-discipline, because at some point the motivation goes down and you need to build up the self-discipline, because that's what carries you forward. Okay, 2 things: self-discipline and sustainability. two things that carry you forward: sustainability of your program, of your plans, of your goals, and also self-discipline, because obviously you do need to have a little bit of challenge, so you need to practice self-discipline. Anyway, I went on a huge tangent. I'm surprised my potatoes aren't cooked, to be honest. I'm gonna pop to the shop, as I said, and yeah, I think I've covered everything I wanted to say today, but I will come back later to say goodbye. It is currently 7:20 and I am cooked for the day. I am done, and I just realized I still have the 2,000 steps to do because I didn't do them on the treadmill. I just got a bit engrossed in work and I just completely forgot, and now I got up and came on the sofa and I just realized I have 2,000 steps left. So what I'm going to do is edit a little bit more of this video on the treadmill. I'm not going to finish it tonight, but I'm going to do a little bit of it up until 2,000 steps. But yeah, I just wanted to close the video here and say thank you so much for watching. Now what I'm going to do is finish off the 2,000 steps. My husband's going to cook dinner for us. So once I do my steps, he's going to make dinner. Then yeah, I'll have my meal 5 after that, and then I'm just gonna go straight to bed and sleep. Anyway, yeah, when I popped downstairs, the lady wasn't available anyway, so the caterpillars are here to stay a little bit longer. I will try again tomorrow. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please do leave a like, and do subscribe if you're watching more than one vlog, because that really helps and makes me happy as well. Plus, actually, I didn't know this, but you can't see likes on YouTube videos as well, so leave me a like. Anyway, I can't see it's you if you're like, you know, sometimes people are embarrassed, so put a like on my video. And yeah, thank you so much, and I will see you next time.